We will look at multiplication of algebraic expressions. Just a quick reminder, some revision of the distributive law. This here is an algebraic expression, and you will get instructions, for instance, to expand. So expand, and then you are given this. Now to expand is just to remove brackets. So the question is asking you to remove those brackets using multiplication. So you just multiply and remove the brackets. Now distribution, remember, you are going to take this 3x and distribute it across the minus. You can distribute across addition and subtraction. Right, so this means you take your 3x and multiply it by 2x. And then you take your 3x and you multiply it by that other number there, which is your y. So 3x multiplied by 2x will then give you 6x squared. I'm going to assume that you still remember your exponential laws. You know where the x to the power of 2 is coming from. X multiplied by x means x squared. Remember, you keep your base and you add the exponents. So this is 6x squared. Then there's a minus sign there, so you can just put it down for now. And then 3x should be multiplied by y, and that will give us 3xy. Okay, let's look at this other example here. Now this is a complex kind of expression. I'll rewrite it here so that I have space. All right, so we're going to use distribution for the first part here, and we will also use distribution for the second part. We need to pay attention to the signs. We know that a negative sign multiplied by a negative sign will change to a positive sign and so on. But otherwise, this is distribution. So 3x is multiplied by 2x, and that gives us 6x squared. Then 3x is multiplied by negative 2y. So that will give you a negative 6xy. Then here, you take the negative 2x. So this is negative 2x, which you should multiply by positive 3x. So it's a negative and a positive. And that gives you negative 6x squared. Then the negative 2x is multiplied by negative 3y. So a negative times a negative will give you a plus. Obviously 2 times 3 will give you 6. Then x times y will give you xy. So this is what we get. But you will notice here that there are like terms. There is 6x squared here, and there's minus 6x squared there. So if you group this together like that, then we have a minus 6xy and a plus 6xy. These also are like terms. Then we can simplify this. 6x squared minus 6x squared is 0. Minus 6xy plus 6xy is also 0. So that thing simplifies to 0. So if you want, you can put your equal signs there. Okay, so if you expand that and simplify, you end up with 0. Remember, to expand is to remove your brackets using multiplication. This was revision from grade 9. Right, this is also revision. It's not new. Multiplying a binomial by another binomial. And that's where we use the popular FOIL. Just a reminder, F is for the firsts, O is the outers, I are the inners, L are the lasts. So if you take the firsts, this is the first and that is the first. So if you multiply the firsts, you get x squared. Then you multiply the outers, that is outer, that is outer. So you take the outers, multiply them by each other, that will give you plus 5x. Then you take the inners, minus 5 and x are inner, so multiply them, that gives you negative 5x. And then take the lasts, minus 5 is last and plus 5 is last in those expressions. Right, so multiply these together, you get a minus 25. Right, you may need to continue drawing these shapes so that you don't make a mistake. But if you know how to multiply straight away without drawing the moon, that's fine. Then look out for like terms and simplify. I can see here that these are like terms, and these two will actually give us 0. So the final answer will be x squared minus 25 for this question. Okay. Same thing really for B, except that this is a bit more complex expression. Remember, this is 3x minus 1 squared, which means 3x minus 1 should be multiplied by itself. So please draw out two brackets so that you don't make a mistake. You don't just square the 3x and square the 1, no. You need to open two brackets if you see a square. So this is what we need to see first. Then that one is, I'll leave it as it is for now. Okay, then we're going to simplify this. You will notice that this is where you can use your FOIL. So FOIL this one and then FOIL that one. So the first here will give us 9x squared. The outers will give us negative 3x. The inners will give us a negative 3x. And the lasts will give us a plus 1. Okay. Then we need to FOIL these two, but take note there is a negative sign. Leave that negative sign there and FOIL those things first. But obviously the answer that you get from FOILing should be left inside a bracket because there is still a minus outside. Okay, so then we can FOIL this. So that will give us our x squared. The outers will give us minus 3x. The inners will give us plus 2x. And the lasts will give us negative 6. There we are. Now we can remove those brackets. So this is 9x squared minus 3x plus 1. Now we're going to distribute the minus. Now the minus is distributed inside. You see that? So then this will be negative x squared. This will give us a plus 3x. This and that will give us a minus 2x. And this and that will give us a plus 6. Remember that a negative sign multiplied by a positive will give you a negative. And a negative times a negative will give you a positive. That is why the signs are changing. Right, now you can simplify this. You can group your like terms together. I can see there is 9x squared and negative x squared. These are like terms, so these will be grouped together. Then there is a minus 3x and a minus 3x. Then there is a plus 3x. These are like terms. Then there is a minus 2x. Then there is this one here, a plus 1. And then there is a plus 6. You can actually simplify here straight away. Instead of continuing like this, you can simplify earlier there. That's fine. Now 9x squared minus x squared will give us 8x squared. Then minus 3x plus 3x minus 2x. All right, you can use any approach. I notice here that these two will give me 0, so these will actually disappear. Then minus 3x and minus 2x will give me minus 5x. Then there's 1 plus 6, which is 7. So that's our answer there. Looks beautiful. Okay. The last thing I want us to look at is multiplying a binomial by a trinomial. Right. So 2x minus 5 is a binomial expression. Then x squared minus 2x plus 1 is a trinomial. So how do you multiply this? I think the quickest way is to do this. The first term here, which is 2x, should be multiplied by each of these. Then the minus 5 must also be multiplied by each of these. So you can do this. The 2x should be multiplied by x squared. Then the 2x should be multiplied by negative 2x. And the 2x should be multiplied by the plus 1. All right? Then the minus 5 should be multiplied by x squared. The minus 5 must also be multiplied by negative 2x. And it should also be multiplied by the plus 1. So you end up with a diagram like that. If you want to draw this for now, it's fine. So let's do that. So what is 2x multiplied by x squared? That will give us 2x cubed. Then what is 2x multiplied by negative 2x? That will give us negative 4x squared. Then 2x is multiplied by 1. That will give us plus 2x. So we're done with that one. Then we move on to the minus 5. Minus 5 is multiplied by x squared. That gives us a negative 5x squared. Then minus 5 times negative 2x will give us a plus 10x. Then minus 5 multiplied by a plus 1 will give us a minus 5. Now all the brackets are gone. Any like terms? Yes. So 2x cubed is on its own. Minus 4x squared and minus 5x squared are like terms. I'll group them together. Then plus 2x and plus 10x are also like terms, so I'll group them together. Then the minus 5 is on its own. Then we can simplify. So 2x cubed will stay there. Minus 4x squared minus 5x squared will give us minus 9x squared. I'm also assuming that you still remember that minus 4 minus 5 is minus 9x, sorry, is minus 9. Then 2x plus 10x will give us 12x. Then the minus 5. And that will be our answer. Right, I won't do this one and finish it with you, but I just want to show you something. If you get something like this, these are 3 binomial expressions that we are multiplying by each other. I would actually reduce it to this form, like this. I would leave the 3x minus 1 as it is and FOIL these other 2. So leave this one as it is and FOIL that. If you FOIL that, that will give you x squared, that will give you minus x, this will give you plus x, and that will give you minus 1. So you're FOILing. You can now simplify that if you want. So this is 3x minus 1. That will become x squared. This will actually give you 0. That's x squared minus 1. Now, next thing, you just need to continue now. Fortunately, this is now also a binomial here. So you can just FOIL again. Otherwise, this could be a trinomial, and then you would use that same method up there. I hope this is clear.